And when I normally, it's really hard for me here. No, when I normally start, I hold my file like this, as I said before, and I start from this edge, and as you can see, the body of my file covers pretty much the whole side of the nail. So that's what I do. I keep it close to the nail bed and start filing. So I do it on that side, I do it like that first, and then as I'm getting to the cuticle here, which is quite bulky, I then tilt it towards again, but then away from the nail bed, and don't put much pressure because it's around the skin as well, and you can give a friction burn as well. So I concentrate on this side like this, maneuver around. I do those motions as well like that. So I'm sort of a bit put off now because I started the first video quite well, and then my client walked in and I had to stop, and then I had to watch the video again and to sort of determine where I ended. So as I said, I think the very important thing is when you maneuver your file, I do it like this. So I do it like that, go back in here a little bit and go back to this section. Then I have a look. I look on this side. Obviously my stress point is a bit bulky on here, probably you can see. Oh, hang on, because I'm trying to look at the screen to check what's going on, or if I'm in the focus. So I'll go here flat at first. Oh, hang on, flat at first, and then I'm starting to wander around the side. So I'm flat, and then I'm starting going here, and again, as you can see, and when I'm traveling to this cuticle area, I'll then tilt my file away from my nail bed and go in like a half moon motions. But I would normally hold my file like this again, so I'd go like this. So I'll try to get it in the camera. So there you go, there comes another side. Again, as you can see, my file covers pretty much the center, and as I said, as you maneuver nicely, you'll catch every corner. So just from side to side like this. As I said, when you're on those side walls, you push your file towards the nail bed and carry on like this. And then again, you can see I'm creeping towards the cuticle, then I'm pulling my file away slightly, not much pressure at all, because I watch them cuticles and file. Let me get my dusting brush, dust it off, have a look. See that? I think to me that side looks pretty good now. I'll tilt it this way. There's a little bit of ridge there as well. So let's carry on. So again, motions. Try to sort of pull my hands a bit. Motions like this. Now you can see my hand, my wrist, like this. That will help you follow that natural, well, not natural because you've got acrylic on, but this groove here. So that's what you do. And don't keep your hand, your wrist straight, maneuver. Obviously keeping them cuticles in mind. I mean, this is my hand. My cuticles are very much used to filing, so it don't hurt me if I'm touching the skin. But on the client, especially on a new client, someone might come and say, oh, I never had nails, any acrylic nails before. That's when you have to be careful, because they are so soft. It's really easy to cut somebody. So as I said, again, I'm carrying on that cuticle here. So again, my file is coming away from the nail bed. What's also important, maybe, you know, if you're using file like this, if it's a fairly unused file, when you take it out of the package, take another file that you already used and blunt the edges. And you know, some people just do the length but go around as well here, because if you're holding in file like that, which is really, I find it really helpful when I hold my file like this, because then I've got a whole length of the file and my wrist can do as it pleases. So obviously when you sort of tilting this file a little bit towards the cuticle, then you got that, you know, that you're sure that it's not going to paper cut straight away. So again, you just go around and do like a little seesaw kind of motion. Go around and file. And while you're doing that, some of the body of the file will touch your stress point. That way it sorts it out automatically. I don't know if you can see. Let me check it on the screen. It's starting to take shape. You know, I'm starting to have less and less ridge here. As I say, don't worry to get it flush properly. I mean properly, you know, all the way. Just enough, because obviously you've got to have some product left in there. And then once you're thinking that, oh, I'm getting closer to have this lovely flawless finish, just go with the single motions, just like a sort of reassurance ones, you know, just like this, just on the one single motion, one around your side. And when you go around the side, sort of curl it towards this side wall and free edge like this, and on the other side. And then also I like to go like this and check here. See, it's really hard because my phone's kind of upside down now, and I'm trying to have a look on my phone screen if what I'm saying to you matches the picture. But I think it does pretty well, so I'm just gonna go over my end and I check it like this. Check it there, see if you've got any bulk. That one's a bit I think that one's a bit flatter, that one's a bit roundier around this area. So again, put your file towards the nail bed and a few motions and check and check. You can check it like around the side as well. That looks pretty round in here. There's no bulk. So I was using this coarser file, even though it's 180, but it's coarser. That's the initial first filing after the application. Because what I'll do when I apply the acrylic, I would then go with the manual file, just, you know, deattach the skin. If there's any, you know, there's always any, you know, a little bit of leakage there. No one ever applies it super perfect without. So I sort of blend that, and then I'll go with my e-file. I'll then take, if there's any excess that I can't buff straight away, I'll take off with my e-file. But then that's when this bad boy comes in my salon, that needs obviously purchasing, because this, like a state of it. And because, you know, after maybe a couple of uses, them sides obviously not getting rough like this, but the file itself, this bit is so soft, it's extra super safe even to take it a little bit further, and if, you know, with contact with skin, but it's so comfortable and soft that the client won't even feel. You won't sort of graze the skin, you won't flare and flake the skin. Nothing like that will happen. So I go, and so I can put a little bit more pressure using this file. And again, I'll do exactly the same, doing like a, you know, half moon motions. Put a tiny bit more pressure and just file around. At the minute I'm holding my file like this because I'm trying to show you on my own nail, but like this, you know, don't continuously, you know, try to rub and rub and rub and rub, because that's what's going to happen. That's how you take too much and then you end up putting more product on. So just a few motions like this, check, have a look. A few motions again, check, have a look. As I said, I left a little bit of more gap here for you to see. So let me, which way am I going? Which way am I going? This way. As you can see, it is pretty flush. And when you put your, when I put my nail here and do that, my nail is not catching on it. That means I have blended it really well, but still leaving that, still leaving the sufficient amount of product on your nail. I'm gonna dust it off for you, and I'm gonna cleanse it so you can, so I don't have any dust in the ridge, in the corners here. So you can see the line where my acrylic is, right? You can see it, but then you turn your finger, your thumb, that's in my case, and I'm gonna grab my phone now because I can't see. Let's zoom. And you don't have, I'm gonna do it on a black background so you can see, you don't have a ridge at all. But if you look closely, you've got that product there. And I find it when you blend it, when you keep this area thinner and concentrate all your thickness in your stress point, your nail should be solid. Because if you do an almond or stiletto, you can then thin it again round the tip. So then overall your set is not going to look thick and bulky, but you've got enough thickness here. That's all you need, really. That's all you need. This finger, this nail and my pinky, these are nails that I got done by another technician, but my index and my ring, it's been refiled by me. My other hand is still by other technician. As you can see, she has not removed or pushed back much of my cuticles, and she obviously I'll just say blobbed some acrylic and some gel polish very close to my skin, and straight away it lifted. So I had to file it, and I'm gonna be ready for my repair. This is also nail from other nail technician. See, that is just tremendous amount of acrylic here. This is personally, this is not my standard. I sort of stride to this finish.